And we are back.
So I remember what to do, because as some people probably watching the episode, it may have like, you didn't hear the sound effect? I did. I thought maybe I needed a mirror shield or there was something else and I couldn't remember, because I've played all the Zelda games, so sometimes my mind tends to like just merge certain aspects and be like, wait, which Zelda is this? Oh, it's this one.
During the B-roll, we shot an arrow up and hit that eye through the grate.
Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, that's how you do it. Because like, there's got to be a way to change back and
They led by
forth.
light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a good designing aspect of a very, very clever game design, especially in these games with these multi-level aspects. They love their multi-level vertical dungeons.
I don't remember if I need to change it back now.
I think we're done. Let's try and go down the hallway towards the X.
Well, I opened the door now, so I think now I can actually change it back, and it should be fine. Because we need this switch to be on in order to turn those knobs. So let's try this.
That's true. Yeah. To turn the steam knobs or whatever it is.
Come here. And then there we go.
Yeah, there's almost no arc whatsoever, it looks like.
Which is kind of nice. Like, arcs in games are fine, but depending on how you're going to build a game and puzzle mechanics. Okay,
well, these puzzle mechanics seem to rely on line of sight, and when you put arcs into it, that's a problem that could prove. You're not using these to gain an advantage tactically. You're using them to solve puzzles, and at that rate, it's like, well, this is more of a tool rather than when it can be used as like a physical attack, but it's very slow compared to some of the other stuff.
For sure.
It's like, why would you increase the arc unless you're trying to really like complicate things? And a lot of the Zelda games seem to be like simple concept, but also like difficulty of puzzles in there as well.
Zelda's more mind teasers than anything. Like, the combat's never been
more puzzly rather than difficult, right?
It's more puzzly than difficult. Like, I'm not gonna say they're not challenging, but
no. There's some stuff that's pretty obtuse
compared to like a Hollow Knight or a Dark Souls or a Sekiro, where it's very combat heavy. It's like, yeah, this is on the lighter side.
The lighter side of combat, although this one's pretty heavy on the combat, less hack and slash.
Okay, so I need to get in there. I think actually. All right, I think I know what I actually have to do.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I think I need to go outside, hit the light through that doorway, and that's where we were making the mistake.
You think there's like a 2 trigger, where this is 1 trigger and then the other one is... Okay.
Because the door is locked right now with the bramble.
Yep.
So I think... Because there's a light in the other room. And I'm verbalizing this, 1 for you and 2 for the audience. Is like, he's clearly not getting it.
I'm not tracking this because I'm not the one having to solve the puzzle. So it does, describe it to me.
There's the light here, so I think I need to go outside.
Crawl to the side and hit it. Can we even do it? Are you saying like...
I almost feel like there's got to be something. Maybe it's through here.
Oh, I thought those were bars. They're not. We should be able to climb up now at some point to hit the thing. Do we double grade it? Do we shoot through 2 grates? No, probably not.
No, because it's definitely locked here. Because we need to hit that switch. Okay, there's the bramble on the door, and the door is locked.
So the bramble's in the brambles in the past. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Electricity's in the past, brambles in the future, right? So we've got an A/B pattern of one's past, one's future, so we need to trade back and forth because one is electricity and one is bramble. So
can I move? What does this do again?
That does the... Is that it? I thought it did another door. Okay. Well, there's no point to having those closed or open, it doesn't seem like.
No.
So we need to go... How about this? Is there a way we can keep going in this room if we bring it back to the past? Or the
Link
future?
Just be a big boy and just run through the electricity and just take it like a...
Link,
like
have you ever been tased? Link, why don't you just crouch down, homie?
So
why don't you just belly crawl? Can we still get into this room if we bring it back to the future?
I think the only way... Well, maybe we have to go from up top because this door gets brambled-ized.
Does it? Okay.
So but I feel like that's gotta be the solution.
It's the outside door.
Yeah.
Can we climb back down?
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think that's the case.
Well,
I haven't tried to solve these. I've been kind of leaving it to you. I haven't been trying to help out at all. I've been dumb braining in the side.
Well, if you're not the one on the controller, it's like, why would you? You know.
Visually, it makes it kind of like third-person puzzle solving, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But this is the kind of puzzle solving I enjoy, though, with Legend of Zelda.
For sure.
An attempt isn't detrimentally, like, put off, you know? So you can always make an attempt, move around, try different things, and work your way through it without more than just a little bit of time,
So
you know? If you're going through doors. These doors are kind of annoying, but...
Oh. Okay.
I think this all stayed the same, because we're still in the past. We're still in the
other
past.
side of the past.
Past is electrical. Current time is, which is funny because electricity is current and voltage, but it's the opposite, is like the bramble stuff.
Yeah, because I know there's the ports that are open. I just don't see which side the ports are.
Well, we can never stand. When you're saying ports, you mean like these guys?
Oh, we lower the ship.
The lifeboat?
Yeah.
Do we want to save our arrows?
There's a bunch of barrels around here. I can always get a bunch.
Okay.
Whoop.
There we go. You're saying lower the lifeboat?
Yeah, I think if I lower the lifeboat...
Is that door open now? Because remember, it was locked the first time we went through it.
Yeah, it was locked, and now it's open, so
Gotcha.
it should be fine.
We need to find it.
Oh, I need to
do it from the upper deck.
And then I have to shoot it. Okay.
Yeah, because we need to find an alternate route into that room. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think we're on the right track there with that. Damn!
Okay. And I should be able to... Cool. No need
I think they're on the other levels.
See you later, nerds. I think I should still be able to hit it, but let's see.
Yeah.
Yep.
These don't change for time-wise. I was just wondering about the door.
Yeah.
But the door did have the stuff on it, right?
Because it'll turn off the electricity now, so I should be able to just now go on through.
Bramble, though. Oh, no, that one. Yeah. Good job.
That's what
That was the solution.
Where are you?
Hello. I actually don't know if they have hitboxes for those bars.
Sorry, Bat.
Bat's like, oh, delicious. Finally, somebody's coming to this room. I will get some blood.
Vanished right out of existence. Wonder where they go.
I think they just unexist.
Oh, God.
I mean, like, time, they travel back to the original point in time in a hot second. I think that's what happens to them.
God, the implications of what's happening to the creatures as they're being moved throughout time.
Time is never easy, right?
No, it's why I find it funny that some people will kind of really get a little too granular with time travel stories when you have to have a little bit of suspension of disbelief.
You can get granular with it scientifically because time is a thing that is measurable.
And you want to set up your rules for when you make a time travel story.
Yeah, you never want to break your rules with time travel. You can flux them a little bit, you know.
I'm fine with people having nitpicks in stories, but I sometimes find it funny when some people get a little too nitpicky. It's like, it's only one guy, dude. You can only think of so much before you're gonna make a mistake.
Here's the thing: if you're basing, you need to get the realm of possibilities in your story. Yeah. If your story is based very scientifically, and it turns out you don't make it accurate, people are gonna nitpick it. And then,
and that's fine.
And then you get some stuff where it's very timey-wimey, where it's like Marvel side of things.
Yeah.
Where they're like, it's fucky. Yeah. It just works. And you're like, I get it. It's fine. You know.
It depends on the type of story.
You know, there's still some science and stuff behind it where they throw out buzzwords. But you know, they're not trying to hold it fast to the science. They're doing fast and loose more than they're doing.
Exactly, because no matter how much you try and
well, we don't even understand quite how time and space and everything works. There's a lot of people who are very, very more, focused on those type of things.
Yeah.
But they're not directors, they're not writers, they're not.
Yeah,
you know.
You can only do so much research. I just love that there's a Back to the Future. Like, what do you mean Back to the Future was wrong in the Avengers Endgame? You mean everything I've been told is a lie?
There's a writing structure where people actually, and I don't know what it is. I've stumbled upon it once at one point in time. To where they talk about like there's like 6 or 7 different branches of how Hollywood goes about time travel. Where one is just like, fuck it, fuck time, it just works as we say.
Yeah.
And then it gets down to the other one where it's like,
how do I get back to
time works based off of the space-time dilation and the proximity to like a gravity source or whatever the fuck time works like. And the further you get away from Earth, time dilates, so time works differently for you based off of the people that are, you know, and I'm no person who even has fucking 1% of the knowledge of any of these writers. So, but that's how I understand it. There's a bevy of ways you can go with time. And one's the more fun way, where it's like Marvel. It's like, fuck it, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then there's the other way of like describing it like a Christopher Nolan style way of like time and stuff like that.
I was listening to a podcast where they were really nitpicking. It's called You're Wrong About. Great podcast, but I wasn't going to stomach a whole hour podcast of them nitpicking the Dark Knight.
The podcast is called You're Wrong About?
The podcast is called You're Wrong About.
Gotcha. We've spoken about this before.
Great podcast, really very informative. But they were like, one of the jokes they made about the Joker's like,
crushed.
For an agent of chaos to plan everything that he did, think of all the spreadsheets he would have had to really like manage this.
This man knows his Excel.
Yeah, and they're definitely making fun of it.
I think you can move forward right now and then just move as it goes up. There you go. Oh.
I think
you were trying to climb up and it caught you, yeah.
But I do find it funny sometimes, like, when you do watch these type of movies, you do have to have a little bit of suspension of disbelief. I mean, there's a guy running around in a bat suit. Like,
it's a movie. It'd be a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I really like them. And it's like, man, I don't watch something that's gonna make me dislike it.
No, but it's kind of like CinemaSins.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
nitpicky, but you get that's the aspect of it,
That
right?
is the aspect.
Like it's
if
not
you're in for that stuff. That's fine.
That's the funny joy of it. It's a parody of a criticism.
There's nothing wrong.
You know,
with
it's not
that
a
concept.
direct criticism. Some of it is.
Some of it is.
But it varies in flavor. I don't know if you're gonna get that full backswing, man. You're getting it though. You're moving. That might be the max right there.
Yeah, I think it's this. Let's just go this way.
Yeah. This might be the way to return back through.
No, there was nothing wrong. It's like, but I'm not coming to you guys for this. It's like, I know that movie's flawed.
I got you. You're
fine.
very particular about your criticisms and stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
I get you.
It's part of being an artist. You're just like, okay, critics.
I like how the term critic just makes you like shut the fuck off on people. It's like, you might be able to swing into that and get crushed. I don't know.
I like opinions.
Do we need to be on top
critics.
or it almost seems like we need to be on top. Do you get crushed at top?
I don't think so.
I don't think you need to be at bottom. Now's the time. Yeah. Down. Now jump. There you go. Ow! Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm good. Into the crawl space.
Oh my god.
I'm playing a lot of games with Vince.
Why aren't you critical about the crawl spaces? These crawl spaces shouldn't be this large, Sam.
No, they really shouldn't.
Honestly. And that point of perspective of the light in the corner should not have been that bright. What is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know why it is, but like opinions I'm fine with, and like critics, I don't know, like I get like
Everything is deserving of criticism.
Everything is deserving of criticism.
Everything.
Yeah.
At all times, everything.
You can criticize stuff. I just usually go like, I'm good.
I think what depends on the level of criticism is one, how critical they're being, and two, how critical you're receiving it. I think there could be a disingenuous kind of like connection between those two, like you and CinemaSins. You don't like CinemaSins.
It's fine. Like I watched it a couple times. I'm like, all right, I get the bit. I'm just. It's not content that I'm interested in.
It doesn't need to be for you. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not. I'm just saying, like I think the satire of it is something you're not into. Much like the dry humor of something like an English.
Yeah, you don't like the IT crowd.
There it is. I was like the LA crowd, IT crowd. It doesn't connect, and that's fine. Yeah, but that's also not what they're going for.
No, for sure.
And I appreciate that. Still good writing. Still great.
Yeah, it's more so like opinion pieces are great, and criticism is good in itself. Like things need to be criticized, but sometimes critics can get a little too uppity. We're like,
I don't like when they're into
Give me the
key
to open the cabinet.
when they gave you the key for saving them.
Yeah.
I don't like when they feel like, I don't want to say like what they're doing is art, because it is. There's an art to criticism, valid criticism, good criticism. There is an art. But I don't like when they get so far up their ass where they're like, this is a fine art of criticism. It's like, come on, man.
I think my summation of how I feel about critics is the ending scene for Ratatouille. I feel like that ending speech by Ego perfectly.
But not every critic is like that.
No, I know. But the way he talks at the very end is like, I feel like that's how every artist feels about critics. Where they're just like, I like criticism, but I don't like critics. Like, there's a big difference.
I feel like, and this is not an invalidation of how you feel, or what happened to you in your past, but I feel like you received some harsh criticism and you took it very, very personally, and since then you're like, oh, you identify as a critic? I already have a negative connotation.
I think,
and I feel like that's a fair assessment.
I feel,
but
like
I also feel like
artist,
you give. No, I get it. I feel like you give validness to critics, and there's different ways that people construe your art and stuff like that. I do feel what you do is fair, but I also feel like you have kind of an unfair like sway against a critic, and it's automatically like you're 10% less than what I would have gauged you if you weren't.
There's some critics that are really, really good, and there's some critics that speak out of their ass. You're like, you don't know what
it's
you're
easy
talking
to be
about,
a bad critic. It's hard to be a good critic.
That's really what it comes out. There are some critics that I like, but there's also a bunch where it's like, you can't even.
I think some of them are mocking criticism.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like maybe those ones are not.
This literally happens, honestly, with every profession. You don't mind being criticized by your peers because they've done it and you know that they do it. But when you get criticized by someone that doesn't do anything even remotely related to what you do, it's like, come on, man. Like, you're going overboard on the criticism.
I get you.
Like, you can be critical. Yeah, be critical of my art.
This is going to be a hard one, homie. Yeah.
Timing has to be different.
I didn't want to interrupt, but I was like, I don't think you're making it through this one. You did, but only by game design.
So, like, there definitely is, like, some critics can rub you the wrong way, where it's just like, I get it, and you don't have to do the thing to be able to be critical of something, but I think there's a way of good criticism and bad criticism, and most critics that I find tend to be more in the... I do not think to be a critic. You don't. I do not think you have to be in the profession or in the thing that does that. If you need to be
studied, if you were academically knowledgeable, if you know the history, if you know the practice of the thing, you don't need to be an expert at it yourself. You just need to know.
A good example of that, where like he
and be aware of it.
He criticizes animation, but he knows his shit. Whereas like sometimes you get critics on Twitter where you're like, I know my shit.
You get the armchair critics, right?
You get armchair critics like, you haven't done enough research. You don't even know what in between frames are. Fucking stop. You don't even know what this frame is. Like, it looks bad. It's a bad drawing. It's not meant to be. Get out of here.
And that's never to say that you can't have an opinion.
No,
an opinion is different from criticism or being a critic in the general sense of the public sphere. That's entirely different. I'm not saying that at all. You can have an opinion. I don't like this animation because I feel like you did. Nah, fuck, you might not have.
I don't think it did.
No, shit, you didn't, and that's why you got teleported back. Yeah.
We'll be back, guys. I'm gonna go hit that switch.
Yeah. We'll do more criticism talk next time.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys later. Beep, bop, boop.
These things look like faces.
No, excuse me. Yeah, they also look like D-pads, too, which has been a motif that we've seen through this.
Through a lot of stuff,
Through a lot of the ship, too. A lot of the boxes have the D-pad on them.
Oh, that's right.
You gotta swing across.
Up.
All good. They don't punish you, which is what I love about these puzzles. They'll quickly let you go and try again and go back to it.